Hey guys, it's your girl Patience Noah Fuller, and welcome to Entrepreneurship Tea, where we are ditching this tea on entrepreneurship. We are sharing our journeys, those missed opportunities, and then also we are sharing our successes because entrepreneurship is a roller coaster ride. Some days you're on a high, some days you're on a low, but hey, that's the beauty of it all. So that's what we're doing on entrepreneurship. At some point, I'll be bringing some of my cool friends who are entrepreneurs or they've been entrepreneurs in the past. They will come and share their experiences with you along with me, who will be interviewing them and hearing about them. Listen, I have a great lineup of people who are going to come on this podcast to share their experiences with all of us because listen, you're always learning. All of us, we're always learning as time goes on. We're always learning. In this process of entrepreneurship is you always have to be learning something. It's almost like you're learning something new every day. You're discovering something new about yourself every day, about your staff every day, about just everything in general. So that's why I've decided to bring some cool people on stage. Well, on this podcast. But listen, today we are going to talk about a topic that actually I had to think about for quite a bit when I decided to start my project or my agency. And how do you know when it's time to start? That's what I want us to talk about today. At what point do you know that, okay, this is my time to start, or I should start now? And I mean, if you guys have been following me, you've heard the stories about how I went from corporate into and how when I got let go of at the last corporate job that I had, that was really what catapulted me into starting my own insurance agency, right? Because when things didn't work out, don't get me wrong, I was very sad. I was very disappointed. I cried for a bit, but I knew that, okay, it's time for me to pick up the pieces and get started. Like I had the option of going back into corporate or start my own business. And I was able to buckle down, study for many months. I think it took me about 3 months to get all my insurance licenses, my property and casualty, my life and health, and then my personal lines that would allow me to sell auto and home. What really got me, what really gave me that push to get started was, I remember before I turned 30, I was really asking myself a bunch of questions like, you're about to turn 30, is about to happen. What do you have for yourself? And you don't have any, you're not married, you don't have kids, and you really don't have anything to show for yourself. That was what I was telling myself. Those are the questions that I was asking myself. What are you going to do? What are you going to, and I was like, okay, well, I love insurance. I want to open a business someday. But okay, maybe when I'm in my 50s and I'm married with kids and, and everything has been lined up and things like that. And I was just going back and forth until something was just why don't you get started now? So that when you are in your 40, indeed you are in your 40, and you start having children, by that time, your business will already be established and you will already be at a place where you can now manage the business, right? And you can manage your staff versus you having to be in the day-to-day of it. So after I was able to have that conversation with myself, that's what really got me going, right? And I think at that time too, I felt like I was ready because I had worked in the industry for a few years, I think about 6 years at the time. And I had worked in service. I had worked in on the agency side of things. I had worked with a commercial lines agency. And then I had worked with a large brokerage where we were handling affluent clients. So I really felt like. And then I ended up as a marketing rep where I was talking to agencies and I was talking to agency owners and really getting an idea of what it means to build a business, how to get clients, how to go about sustaining the business, how to build a sustainable business or a business that's going to last long term and things like that. So I was really exposed to these things. So it gave me the confidence to be like, okay, I know how to do things within my industry. I was comfortable with that. But where really the hesitation was coming from on my end was the fact that I've never had a business before and I didn't know anybody who owned a business. That was really what was crippling for me. But as time went on, I think I just got over that fear and I knew that, okay, if you have this fear, why don't you find mentors who are going to help you along the way as you go about establishing your agency? Why don't you have agency owners that are mentors that you can speak to in case you have questions about like what you need to do in running an agency? So that's really what helped me along the way. That helped me, catapulted me into really launching the business. And then once I launched the business, I still had people that I was going to, don't ever get to this point where you're like, oh my gosh, like nobody has time for me. Or like if I ask people for their time, I'm bothering people. Because if you have that mindset that you're bothering people, guess what? You are never going to get the answers or the solutions that you need or that you're looking for, because people will always be busy. You have to be humble enough to chase them and try to get on their calendar. And when you get on their calendar, you have to be able to ask them the right questions and get the answers that you are looking for and get the knowledge that you need from them, because people are willing to talk. People are willing to talk. People love to talk about themselves. People love to talk about their journey, and people love to talk about how they've come, how far they've come, right? So I would really encourage you to do that if you are struggling. Like if you're one of those people who's like, okay, I want to go into this industry, but I don't know too much about it. Why don't you find people who are already in that industry? Slide in your DMs on LinkedIn, like slide your DMs on Instagram, go to networking events, like go hang out to the places that they will hang out and get their business cards and ask them for time on their calendar for you to sit down and talk to them and speak with them and ask them questions about how they got started. At the beginning stages, how did they go about starting their business? Resources that were really helpful for me when I was starting my business. This organization called SCORE by the Small Business Administration. I think every state has a SCORE branch. So I had a mentor from SCORE that we would meet on a weekly basis, and he would just ask me different questions about my business and starting my business. So he was a retired insurance agency owner. So you need to find resources. Like there's so many resources, like find out, like, is there a business resources? Like the colleges, like universities in your area, I'm sure they have business resources in those, like at that university. Like it will be great for you to even work with the students who go there for them to help you put your business plans together. Community centers have resources for small businesses or people who are looking to start a business, right? I definitely utilize, SCORE, because I was meeting with that gentleman. I forgot his name. I need to find his information and reconnect with him again. But we were meeting on a weekly basis, and he would just ask me about different things related to the agency, where I saw myself going, like marketing plans I wanted to put in place, my approach with how I wanted to go about getting carriers appointment. So he just helped. He did it for free. I didn't have to pay him, right? It's a free resource paid for by the government. It's called SCORE, okay? It's a free resource, or just go on the Small Business Administration website and look for SCORE on their website. You should be able to find a branch nearest to you, or Center for Women Entrepreneurship. I think I'm saying it wrong, but I know, like, if you're in the Massachusetts area, I mean, if you're in Boston, Boston has a slew of resources for you. The Boston Public Library has resources for you. Again, public libraries have wonderful resources that people don't take advantage of, okay? Your city hall or your city hall might have resources for you, right? Just go walk into your city hall and say, hey, I'm thinking of starting a business. I'm looking for resources. Where can I find help? I'm pretty sure they'll point you to the right direction, right? So there's so many help out there. Don't let yourself be crippled. Don't sit on your dreams for too long because you feel like there's no resources out there. Trust me, there are resources out there. And if there are no resources immediately within your state, see if you can find somebody on LinkedIn, okay? You would be surprised how many people that I reached out to via LinkedIn that were able to just give me words of wisdom. Or I will Google random businesses, random agencies in my area, and I'll call them and say, hey, I just started my agency. I was wondering if I can pick your brains on a few things. I did that for several years, and I'm still doing that. I'm still asking for resources right now. I'm still asking people for advice. I'm still seeking people for advice on how they're doing things within their practice or in their agency and things like that. I'm constantly networking with other business owners. I'm constantly meeting with them, asking them questions. I've told you guys I have my networking group, right? If you feel like you're not even prepared to start yet, find a networking group and join that group. You'll be surprised. Maybe that group will sort of help you with ideas on what you need to get started. So definitely take advantage of the resources that your city offers, that your town offers, that your university, your public library offers. There are so many resources out there. Don't allow the fear of starting get in the way. The time to start is now. The worst that could happen is that your business doesn't work and you have to close down and start over again. But I don't see that as a failure because it's just a redirection. Because sometimes in the beginning, we may not have the right resources or the right tools in place to help our business succeed. It doesn't mean you can take a step back and reevaluate your plans and go back at it again. I have this one guest that's going to come on this podcast, a really good friend of mine. We met through a program that I did at Babson. Irene, you guys are going to hear Irene talk about her experience. We recently reconnected, and I think she'll be such a great guest for you guys because Irene was one of those people who took a step back and she has reevaluated her business plans. She's learned so much and she's ready to launch again. So I use her as an example because she's one of those people who I feel like has taken advantage of the resources around her. Yes, in the beginning, she was like, you know what? I failed at this thing, but she was surrounded by enough people that was able to encourage her to start again. And she will come on here to tell you guys, literally, I had a lunch with her last week, a few weeks ago. And listen, she will be a wealth of knowledge for you all. Again, it's never too late for you to stop. It's never too late for you to start. You're never too old. I have another guest who's going to come on here, and you guys are going to hear her story about how she had to reinvent herself at 55. Listen, there's just so many wonderful things going on out there. People are doing so many wonderful things. Don't let age prevent you. Don't let financial circumstances prevent you. And you guys are going to hear another guest who talks about financial constraints, which is one of those things that people allow to stop them, right? So there's so many things that could stop you from starting your business, but then there are so many things that you're not taking advantage of already, okay? So the best time to start is now. I'm telling you, the best time to start is now, not 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, not 30 years from now. The best time to start is now, especially if you have that thing that's tugging at your heart and you know this thing is my calling, I should be doing this, right? Or I'm really good at this. I feel like I can make income and revenue from this. I think you should really give it a go. And of course, I'm not saying you should just start blind, but once you've put all your resources together, once you've put everything, you've done all your research, you've spoken to the right people, go for it. Go for it. You may have to have it as a side hustle in the beginning, right? And, work full time somewhere else and then have that as a part-time and you do it part-time. And over the years, it becomes your full-time job. But at the end of the day, just get started. Get started. People are going to laugh at you. People are not going to encourage you in the beginning. People are not going to support you the way that you want them to support you in the beginning. You may not get the audience that you want in the beginning. Okay, you may not get your family members, your support may not necessarily come from your family members in the beginning, but I am telling you that the best time to start is now. The best time to start is now, especially if you're young. For those of you guys who are young, the best time to start is when you're young because you have the energy to move about and go to events and travel here and go there and do that. But don't wait until it's too late before you start your business or you follow your dreams. Okay. So again, I am an independent insurance agency owner. So we cater to small to mid-sized businesses, providing business insurance for them, anywhere from general liability to workman's comp to professional liability, commercial auto, whatever it is your needs are, we are able to assist you. So give us a call. My team and I were here and we're willing to assist you. And listen, if we don't end up having a market for you, we have other people that we can refer you to. Okay. There's other people that we can refer you to. But thank you all. I hope we can hear from you soon. I hope we will get a call from you so that we can do business together. Okay. But for those of you guys who've been liking, sharing, commenting, thank you all. Thank you all so much for the support. Listen, I was so scared about starting this podcast because I was always like, oh my gosh, like who's going to listen to this and things like that. But listen, I have an average of 50 people that listen to everything that gets posted because at the end of the day, there are people who find the knowledge valuable. If you haven't shared with somebody, if you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Our social media platforms are below: LinkedIn, Facebook. Actually, we're on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube, and then Spotify. Okay, so follow us on those platforms and stay tuned because the guests, I've already started my interview process with my guests, and I cannot wait for you guys to talk to these wonderful people. Listen, I'm choosing people that I know are going to come here and encourage you guys and push you guys, and those who are already going through it, okay, or those who have already been through it. So you're going to get honest conversations from the people that I'm bringing on this podcast. If you are watching this, you're an entrepreneur and you would like to be a guest on the show, I would love to have you as a guest. I'm looking for people that my people can learn from. Okay, I would love to have you as a guest. So please reach out to me and we will arrange a time that fits to your schedule, okay, so that we can have you on the podcast. But thank you all. Thank you all for all your support. Thank you all for those who support Patience Noah Insurance, those who support Entrepreneurship Tea. Thank you all. Until next time, I will see you very soon. Okay? Bye-bye.